Hello folks, welcome back to Canada's Boxing Channel. I saw an article today where Mike Tyson was speaking about Muhammad Ali. Now Mike Tyson, of course, I think it's fair to say he's a polarizing character, both in and outside of the ring. Inside the ring, his many fans would say that he's one of the most exciting boxers of the 20th century. Some people go so far as to say he's an all-time great. While others would say, he was good, but when it was really put on him, he was exposed. Teddy Atlas, the trainer, of course, who has had possibly a difficult relationship over the years with Mike Tyson, falls into that latter category. But many people say that Tyson is right up there as a, if not number one, at least in the top 5 all-time greats. I, of course, was a boxing fan long before Mike Tyson came along, and I'm a boxing fan now after he has mostly departed the scene. My own view is that of the last 40 years, he's one of the most exciting fighters. And certainly when he had somebody hurt, he absolutely knew how to finish them off. I don't necessarily subscribe to the view that he's an all-time great, but that's a conversation for a different day. Likewise, outside of the ring, many people are critical of Mike Tyson. They say that he was a badly behaved individual. Of course, he has a felony conviction for the Desiree Washington issue, for which he served a time in prison. And there are other people who say, well, the evidence that convicted him doesn't really stand up. I don't personally have a very strong view on that. I remember very clearly the case. What I usually say if I'm in a conversation with somebody about Mike Tyson is that I think he was very poorly guided and handled post Cus D'Amato's passing. And my own view is that the insertion of Don King into the Tyson orbit had an overall deleterious effect upon Mike Tyson's career. But one of the things that I think we can all accept is that Mike Tyson is an iconic boxing figure, whether it's his destruction of Trevor Berbick, which actually is one of my favorite fights, because of course I was irritated at what Trevor Berbick did to an aged and ill Muhammad Ali. So when I saw Mike Tyson destroy Trevor Berbick, I remember being especially pleased. It's a fight I've watched a number of times since then. It's one of those things I keep on my computer. And, if I'm feeling a bit down or I feel like boxing is sort of, not exciting for me, I'll often watch that. And it's like, oh yeah, that's why I love the sport. Anyhow, and of course we have this, this sort of, I don't know what you really call it, the Netflix adventure with Jake Paul, which I thought was sad in a number of ways. But one of the things that we must respect about Mike Tyson is that from a very early age, he's been a keen student of boxing history. And most recently, when he was talking to Seconds Out, he said that even at his best, he could not have beaten the best version of Muhammad Ali. And I thought that spoke volumes. It showed that he understands how previous champions, their places in history. And I thought it was a wonderful thing for him to say. So for that, and for many other reasons, I tip my hat to Mike Tyson. And I think, again, there's a lesson for modern fighters, to look at Tyson and to see that Tyson has no problem in giving credit and respect and kudos to those who went before. In the same way that Muhammad Ali always spoke so highly of Sugar Ray Robinson, as indeed did Joe Louis. It doesn't hurt you to look back to past champions and say, they were awesome, they were better than me. That sort of thing, it doesn't hurt. And in fact, to me, it increases the fighter's reputation if they can say, wow, yeah, back in the day, I don't think I could have beaten that guy. Anyhow, let me know what you think. I thought it was interesting and one of the nice things that Tyson has said. By the way, for nice things that Tyson has said, you should look at the immediate end of Tyson versus Larry Holmes. When Larry Holmes was beaten by Tyson, I think it was Larry Merchant who interviewed Tyson, and Tyson said, that isn't no Larry Holmes. I didn't beat no Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes was a great fighter. Acknowledging that whilst he had Larry Holmes' name on his record, it wasn't the prime Larry Holmes that he'd beaten. I thought that spoke volumes. Remember, Tyson was a young kid at the time, but he had that maturity and self-awareness and respect for the sport, which, as fans, I think we should all have respect for the sport. Anyway, let me know what you think. Please like, please share, please subscribe. See you next time. Cheers.